Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year. This month, to celebrate the big day, Special Moves are bringing you a slew of festive content. This one doesn't even have our faces in. If you're lucky enough to have time off from your job over Christmas, there's normally a special task on your agenda. Pick a game from your massive backlog and actually play it. Maybe you bought a game in a sale and haven't touched it since. Maybe you bought it day one and the real world's just got in the way. Maybe you've been meaning to buy a game for ages, but you've just been waiting until you've got that time. Whatever the reason, there's a game you need to play, and what better time to do it than the birthday of Jesus Christ. Here's our 6 picks of games in our backlogs that we're going to absolutely smash this Christmas. Probably.
Anyone who's ever listened to me talk about games before will know that I quite like Destiny. Destiny 2 I was a big fan of. I played it a lot at launch with the guys, and we just kind of fell off after the first expansion, mainly because it was shit, really. So we stopped playing. I missed the Warmind expansion, the one that came after that, and then Destiny 2 Forsaken arrives in September. Everyone's going on about how amazing it is. Everyone I've spoken to who I know plays the game have a lot of nice things to say about Destiny 2 Forsaken, and I've just kind of let it pass me by. Part of the reason was because there's a lot of other games coming out that I wanted to play, and I just wasn't really feeling the Destiny vibe after being so disappointed with the first couple of expansions. But anyway, here I am, ready to play Destiny 2 Forsaken over Christmas, and I'm really looking forward to it. I picked it up in a Black Friday sale, mentioned it to Jake and Liam, and lo and behold, they bought it too. I genuinely could not be happier about that. We're going to be playing Destiny 2 again. I'm really excited about it. I love a bit of Destiny. It does all the basics absolutely brilliantly for me, and it also is just a really nice place to immerse yourself. It's got a really lovely score, wonderful worlds to mill about in, and the headshotting is amazing. The headshotting in Destiny is excellent. It's really, really enjoyable and satisfying and solid. What a great shooter Destiny is. That's obviously not a popular thing to say among some crowds on the internet, but it still does have its fans, and a lot of people have gone back to Destiny 2 because of Forsaken. One of the big draws is the new PvE and PvP combined mode called Gambit, which a lot of people say changes the game. General changes as well seem pretty thorough. The game has had a massive overhaul by the sounds of it, and I can't wait to play it. That's one of the main reasons I'm looking forward to Christmas, to be honest. Yeah, that is quite sad, isn't it?
My first backlog pick is Yakuza Kiwami 2, a game that I've talked about a lot already, but sadly haven't had the time to finish yet. It came out back in August for the PS4 and is a complete remake of Yakuza 2, which originally came out on the PS2 back in 2006, and it's a game that is absolutely jam-packed with stuff to do. There's the main story, which sees series protagonist Kazuma Kiryu dragged back into the criminal underworld after his friend gets assassinated, and he goes in search of the perpetrators in an attempt to prevent an all-out war between rival Yakuza clans. But when you want to take a break from the intense story, you can take part in a ton of mini-games, such as poker, winning toys from crane machines, heading to Club Sega and playing some Virtua Fighter 2, and of course my all-time favourite minigame, karaoke. There's side quests aplenty too, with each side mission having its own little story, which usually act as comedic relief, but the missions are so many and so varied that you never know what you might stumble upon. Yakuza Kiwami 2 also has a couple of fairly substantial game modes, which you can play on the side. One where you manage a nightclub and take part in the Cabaret Club Grand Prix to become the best nightclub in town, and another where you start your own little Yakuza clan and take on other Yakuza clans in top-down tower defense style battles. So here's hoping I will finally be able to finish this beautiful game in all of its weird and wonderful glory.
Liam McKelvey is a man of few words, or maybe just far fewer than me. But this is a game that's had him talking for over a year now, and when he talks, I tend to listen. Mike's also played it, which is a fantastic cosign as he's far more immune to Japan's charm than Liam's. But they've both said something about an existential crisis, and the review scores for it are really good. Nier Automata is of course a game about a robot with a skirt on, going around destroying other robots that look like the Android logo. Other than that, I don't really know much else about it. It's got a good soundtrack, which I've listened to, and apparently it's quite sad and makes you think, and I like being sad, and I like thinking, so that sounds good. I just had a Google to try and remind myself of some of the styles of gameplay, but there's too many of them to name. It goes a bit crazy as far as the genre is concerned. Hack and slash, some bullet hell bits and all that. What's not to like? Playing a game with only one genre? Not this Christmas, mate.
I'm sorry. I wish there was another way.
Prey was a game that I kind of ended up dismissing out of hand, I think. The game came out in 2017, and the first impressions I got of it just were not good. They weren't good at all. I really didn't enjoy what I had with Prey. I found it really underwhelming. I thought the enemies were just... I didn't like fighting them. I didn't like shooting them. You know, the idea in the game of anything being a potential enemy, like a phone or a coffee mug can explode and turn into an alien. I was like, oh... yeah, that's quite good. But then the game tries to make, every time that happens, tries to make that into a huge, scary, jump scare event with a loud kind of shrieking musical cue every time it happens, and it just wasn't working for me. But I love games about space, and I love horror games in space. I love Dead Space. I also like Arcane Studios. I think Dishonored is one of my favourite discoveries, because I played that very late, of the last 10 years. I really enjoyed Dishonored. So for me to not like Prey seems a bit weird. So again, I picked this up in a Black Friday sale, Prey 2017. I picked up the complete edition that comes with the Moon Crash expansion, which is a separate game mode on top of the game. The Moon Crash expansion is kind of this roguelike mode, which, again is a huge game-changing expansion, much like Destiny 2 Forsaken. This is a game that's been transformed since it first came out, and I'm really looking forward to jumping in. Okay, it's another game set in space. The main thrust of it is just shooting stuff in the face. I'm a simple man. That's the kind of thing that I want to do, even over Christmas. So those are my picks: Destiny 2 Forsaken and Prey 2017. I can't wait.
My second backlog pick is none other than Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen on the PC. If you're unfamiliar with the game, Dragon's Dogma is an action RPG developed and published by Capcom, which originally came out for the Xbox 360 and PS3 back in 2012. An enhanced version called Dark Arisen was released in 2013, which included new missions, gear and locations, and it's this version that was ported to the PC in 2016 and later to the PS4 and Xbox One in 2017. I played a little bit of the original back on the PS3, but never got too far into it, and after hearing how good the PC port was when it came out, I bought it when it went on sale, but I haven't actually got around to even starting it up yet. So what is Dragon's Dogma? Well, it's a hack and slash RPG directed by Hideaki Itsuno of Devil May Cry fame, but rather than hunting demons in leather trench coats, Dragon's Dogma has players fight mythical monsters using their own customizable avatar in the high fantasy world of Granis. One of the game's standout features is the pawn system, which lets players create their own AI party members, which can then be uploaded and shared with other players online. And the enemies in Dragon's Dogma are pretty massive, and you can climb on them in the middle of the battle, kinda like Shadow of the Colossus or Capcom's own Monster Hunter. Overall, I'm really looking forward to getting started with Dragon's Dogma, and I hope it's as fun as everyone says it is.
If there's not at least one Final Fantasy replay in your backlog at all times, do you even play games, mate? This year I'm trying to tackle Final Fantasy X and X-2. I tried last year and just ended up playing Neo instead. It's a massive undertaking, and as I've played it before, I know the respect it deserves. If you don't know, this is a HD remaster of two massive games from the PS2 era, and arguably one of the stronger Final Fantasy games. It's certainly got its moments. The most exciting thing about a Final Fantasy replay is, of course, thinking about all the exciting party combinations you could pick this time around. Could, but don't, and go for the exact same party every single time. Tidus, Waka, Orin. I've been putting it off because I'm slightly worried it'll take over my life, and when my parents come over to my house for a bit of leftover turkey on Boxing Day, I'll just show them my sick Blitzball team, and they'll leave just thinking even less of me than ever before. If you've never played this one, then I'd highly recommend it. Final Fantasy 7, 8 and 9 are like the holy trinity as far as I'm concerned. Everyone wondered how they're going to step it up on the next gen with the PS2 era, and they really did. There was a bit of voice acting in it. They've got these amazing moments, and if you've never played it, I won't spoil any of it, but it's really cheap. Go and pick it up, and I'd actually recommend this one more than anything else. So there you go, guys, that's our 6 picks of games in our backlogs that we're absolutely going to smash this Christmas. This is something that affects most people who play games. You don't have to be a major, massive gamer to have this little issue. But what game have you got in your pile of untouched games that you're going to whip out this Christmas? We'd love to hear from you, and I'm pretty interested to see how many of them are going to be massive Japanese games. Cheers for watching. We've got a bunch of fun Christmassy stuff coming out throughout the month. If you like this list video, we've got plenty more on the channel, so go and have a look. Should be in a little playlist, I think. Anyway, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.